Bailey Rae and you're watching Soul Culture TV.
So what are your thoughts on this year's nominations?
I think it's a really strong list. You know, we've been working on it for a long time. We've had those albums for a couple of months, and we listened to about 200 records, more than 200, and sort of got it down to smaller, then kept getting it down and calling each other and arguing about it and sort of trying to champion particular records. So I think it's really strong. You know, there are amazing artists and acts on there, and it's also really diverse as well. I think it really fully represents what's happening in this country, all the way from sort of Gwilym's jazz album, which is really sort of technical sort of waterfall style piano, and Ghostpoet, which is I guess a sort of a hip hop record, which I think is quite dry and funny and doesn't have these huge sort of pop hooks kind of thrown in at every chorus. You know, the kind of the spoken word is enough, and that's what's so great about it. Metronomy's album is amazing, and really good fun, and hearing everything. It's great to see everybody walking around actually, because a lot of these records I've been living with for a while and just wanting to argue about and say PJ Harvey record's amazing, really outstanding, and Calvi's presence is really strong. So yeah, they're just tons of records on there.
I could see the lights from the restaurant.
Yeah, it's really different. I mean, I was really touched sort of being in some of those meetings and hearing people passionately argue for the albums, and they're the albums that end up on the list, thinking, oh, someone must have done this about my record last year. So yeah, I think it's incredible because, you know, obviously they choose from hundreds of albums. So yeah, I was quite proud that somehow, you know, my record sort of stood out and got through. And yeah, it was really amazing to hear how it works.
Were there any projects you would have loved to see nominated that weren't nominated?
Well, I mean, a lot of the albums that I really liked and felt were really strong and argued about are here, which is a great thing. But I think it does encourage people at home, if they hear this list and think, oh, this should be on, that should be on, you know, hustle about that record yourself. You know, tell your friends, like, buy the album for people. And I think it's a good way of sort of exacerbating, you know, what's happening in the country in terms of music. I think the album's still really relevant in terms of the way that it can develop over you know, 60 minutes or less or more in some of these cases. You know, people can write longer songs. There's a song on the Elbow album, I think the first track's like 8 minutes long or something. You know, that's not going to get played on Radio 1 in its entirety. So I think the album's really important, and I think the Mercury Prize shines light on the fact that albums are still important. And for anything that's been missed off, you know, make it your mission to let people know about it.
As we're talking about the importance of albums, you've just had, you know, a really well-received album. Are you working on another one already?
I am writing another record. I couldn't really help it because I love making music. I love writing. I kind of found myself doing it. We finished touring with the Sea in March this year. We were in Korea and lots of places. We played in South America and Southeast Asia. But yeah, I kind of soon after just started. I want to do something different. I think as an artist you have to push yourself. So that's what I'm doing now, just writing another album in my house on my own.